Hey, it's Brian over at Bingo. Helen's just warming up the water over here, and we're gonna go over bathing and drying with your dogs at home. Now, normally when we have a dog in the tub, we use grooming loops for their safety. We know though that you guys at home won't have that option, and you'll just be using a regular tub. So, we'll talk to you about some different things that you can do. Those Lick'em pads that I talked about, you can order off Amazon. You can put peanut butter on, smack them up in the tub, and let them lick away while you're bathing them. Those can be good to help. But it looks like Helen's got the water ready for him, and I'll flip it around here and let her take over.
All right, so we are here in the tub. Now, the easiest way to bathe your dog at home would be if you had like a detachable shower hose. Hopefully, I know a lot of people do, so if you do, I highly recommend using that. Also, I know at my house I have a utility tub. I feel like a lot of people do. You can easily, and a lot of times those utility tubs have hoses, so you can easily get a detachable shower head for that, which I actually have at my house for my own personal dog and cat. So I highly recommend getting a setup like that if you do plan on doing baths at home.
If we get another 70-day degree weather out, you could also bathe them outside.
You can do that too. You can easily, yeah, if your dog is going to stand still, or also I know they have other things you can use to hook up your dog outside so that they don't go anywhere. You can make it so that your outside watering hose has warm water. But you don't want to bathe your dog in cold water. That is just asking for them to not be cooperative. Nobody wants to have a cold shower.
So if you're at home, maybe like using a pitcher and filling it with water.
Yep, you can,
if you don't have these options.
Yep. You can easily do it. Well, the pitcher's not going to be as easy, but whatever you have, that works too. I've had to use a pitcher before, actually. So
It's quarantine bathing, so we get creative.
Right. So, I have the water set to the temperature that I would, whoops, it's a little hot. So, a lot of you, when you take showers, like to take really hot showers. That's not the temperature that we want when we're bathing. We want it more of a lukewarm, not cold. You can go a little bit on the warmer side, but some dogs, Wally is 10. So usually older dogs are more sensitive to warmer water. It can cause them to get a little dizzy. So just keep it a little bit on the cooler side, but not cold. So I'm starting at the butt. The main thing is you want to get them wet all over if you have a longer haired dog. Shorter haired dogs, you don't have to worry as much. So the head is the biggest thing. You do not want to get any water or any liquid in those ear canals. So I like to start by going from behind. I have my hand on his face. I'm pushing his ears down. If your dog has ears that stick up, like some people do, you can push from behind, push those ears down, get that water. You don't have to straight up squirt them in the face. Just put it like this, let it drain down. Go underneath. Just like that. Keep the hair and water out of their eyes. Just everything to keep them comfortable and more cooperative. Make it a nice experience for them. All right, so after they're wet, you're going to take your shampoo. We luckily have a nice shampoo setup where this is already pre-mixed.
We are, by the way, going to be putting together some shampoo kits if you guys want to pick up, where we use our BioGroom products. We'll mix some shampoo and conditioner. If you guys are interested, let us know. We'll put those together for you so that you can use the normal shampoos that we use here. We do also have the oatmeal shampoo for sensitive skin dogs. They can be used as well.
Yep, we have nice high quality shampoo, so that's a very good option. Otherwise, though, if you don't have dog shampoo, you can use Head and Shoulders. And you can use baby shampoo. Those are the two that I would recommend as a little bit safer. Well,
tearless.
Baby shampoo is the safest because it's completely tearless. But either way, no matter what, you don't want to get soap in your dog's eyes. So, usually when I start soaping, I like to start with the head. And I usually just, you can do a little bit something like this. I like to just make a little cross. Spread it around. Once again, I'm not worrying about the ears, or I am worrying about the ears, but what I mean is I'm not worrying about the inside of the ears. You're not going to wash this. This is all going to get trimmed. You don't want to wash this because, like I said, you don't want to risk getting any water in that ear canal. So as you see, it's completely dry because I don't wash that. So after I've gotten the shampoo, if I need to, I can add a little bit more. You just want to make sure that that is all, just like when you're washing your own hair, that it gets all the way down to the skin, because you're not just washing the hair, you are washing the skin. Because that's where like all the real nastiness is.
So one question that we get from clients a lot, can you wash out mats?
No. In fact, if you wash a matted dog, it will make the mats worse. Just like if you wash a wool sweater, it just gets tighter, especially if you put it in the dryer, and it's not what you want.
And we know in these times, some of those mats you're not going to be able to get rid of, and you still may need to wash your dog.
Right.
So this is the one time where we will be okay with you doing that,
Yes.
because it's kind of an emergency.
It is, but just don't expect those mats to go anywhere after the
So here's a question. How often should I wash my dog?
I honestly would say do not wash your dog. No, they're different. Like some dogs have skin conditions and have to have medical shampoo and, directed by a vet. So not having that example, for the most part, unless under a vet's care, you do not really want to wash your dog more than once every 2 weeks. Just because you're going to be washing out all those natural oils and stuff, and you can actually cause skin lesions and dryness and flakiness. And I know, sorry, but
And I made this mistake when I first got Sparty of washing her once a week. And she actually started shedding like a beast because I was overwashing her and drying out her skin. And then her skin started to get dry. And thankfully, we took care of that real quick. But, being a non-groomer, thankfully I know a lot of these questions to ask because I've made some of these mistakes myself.
Yeah, just because, you don't want to overbathe. It's not a good thing. For a human, it's different, obviously. We got to take showers almost every day. But for dogs, it's just not the same thing.
And there's a lot of people out there who don't wash their hair on a daily basis to keep the oils in the skin, in the hair and whatnot. So it's a similar concept,
Exactly.
But keep in mind that theirs is their entire body, where ours is just on top of our head.
Exactly. So I'm just making sure that I am getting this soap everywhere.
Any areas that you concentrate on a little bit more than others?
Not really. Every spot is important. Maybe the feet, because they can sometimes carry it, but sometimes dogs don't like their feet touched. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to do a good job bathing it. It just means I'm not going to necessarily go all out on the feet.
And one thing too, when we were talking about earlier about shaving the behind area, if your dog has some poop or something stuck to their butt during the bath, maybe a time to loosen it up. You can maybe take your comb and get it out if it loosens. Again, if it's not loosening up, if it is not coming out, you do not want to force things. Don't hurt your dog.
Right. So if you're bathing your dog and they have a lot of eye boogers, I already cleared his out previously in our previous videos, but if your dog's eye boogers are so bad that you couldn't do what I demonstrated, you can easier do it in the tub with the warm water and the shampoo, and you just let it all soak. And so put the shampoo in the warm water, and then as you're scrubbing the rest of the dog, this shampoo and water is soaking in and helping to loosen up all that yucky stuff. So, and then hopefully by the time you're done with the scrubbing, you can go back and more easily kind of peel that off with your nails. Or if you have like a small comb, you can do that as well. Okay, so now that he is all sudsed up, turn the water back on. Make sure that it's at a good temperature. And then we'll start. So I always start by rinsing the head, because as you're rinsing, the water is flowing this way. So if I start rinsing at the butt and move my way forward, that soap's just gonna work its way back again. So I don't need to double rinse anything or keep going over stuff. So I start at the head. Once again, doing the same technique of like making sure you're just really getting the top of the ear. You can go from behind the head if they don't like the water directly on their face, and see how it spills down.
So one thing that I want people to understand is the importance of making sure you rinse off all of that shampoo. Because we have in the past had a dog come in, a couple actually, where we pop them in the tub, do their pre-rinse, and they're already sudsing up. So what are some of the risks of leaving shampoo residue on?
Well, it can cause major dryness. It can cause rashes. I mean, for those of you who have ever gotten your hair done at the salon, has your hair person, they left some shampoo maybe behind your ears on accident. That's happened to me. And then maybe you don't wash your hair the next day or whatever because you just got your hair done. You don't want to mess it up. Now that shampoo is still sitting there. It'll get really red. It gets itchy and uncomfortable and red and rashy, and the longer you leave it, the worse it gets. So it's the same thing for the dog. It's very important to make sure you're getting all of those suds off.
One thing
up in the crevices, feel with your hands.
One thing I always tell clients is if you're washing at home and you think you're done rinsing, rinse one more time.
Yep.
Just to make sure.
Yep. I would like to hopefully not see suds in the tub by the time I'm done. Unfortunately, this tub drains a little slow, so there are going to be some suds at the end. But as I'm rinsing, I'm seeing no more bubbles, really, coming out of his fur. So that's what tells me I'm about done. So I'm going to just squeegee him off gently.
And that's a good way, when you're squeegeeing them, kind of lets you see if there's any leftover residue too, as you feel the entire body. And
you can feel for any leftover sliminess from the soap. And if you did miss a spot, or as you're squeezing, if you see extra suds, you can just go over, rinse what you missed. But it looks like I got everything. So now I'm going to use my towel. I always go underneath because if you go over, it can sometimes make already nervous dogs more nervous. Also, if they don't know you, just being a groomer, like that's also how you could possibly get bit. So I always go underneath, and they love this. Oh yeah, he's loving. They love whenever, I don't know, dogs hate having wet faces. So one of the main things I do is I wipe their face off first, and just love it. And then after that, I'll go over. Now I'm not trying to completely towel dry him because that's just gonna aid to the matting. The main thing is I'm just trying to get most of the excess water off so that I can now lift him over to the table where I'm going to be drying him.
now, one thing that we understand, and we talked about earlier, is that we know you guys are not going to have the kinds of dryers that we have. We would normally use a high velocity dryer. We're going to use one of our lower velocity dryers to kind of mimic a little bit more what you will deal with your dryer at home. There's no need to buy an industrial dryer. It's going to cost you several $100s, and it's really, unless this is something you plan on doing at home all the time, you're not going to need it, and you can get your dog dry still.
Yes. So, unfortunately, I have to hook him up. I know you guys don't have this luxury, but just to be safe, because this table is freestanding, last thing I want is for him to get freaked out. Because, whether you're using a hair dryer or a high velocity dryer, sometimes the noise and the forced air can be a little scary. So I actually would recommend that if you wash your dog at home in the bathtub, just dry them on the floor of the bathroom with your hair dryer, and close the bathroom door so that way they can't escape. That's actually how I do it at home. It works pretty well. So anyway, I'm going to be using this. So this little dryer has about the same strength of a regular hair dryer that you would have at home. So that's why we're using this. I'm going to start by, if you do happen to have one of these now, because I know some of you actually do, when you first, or if you go, once you open back up and I know people have asked me, like, I want to bathe in between, can I go, is there a place where I can just self-bathe because I don't want to do it at home? There are places you can go. So if you do ever happen to get your hands on a high velocity dryer, this is a good, because I explained this a little bit to one of my clients before. So this is just a good thing to know. Keep it pointing up so that it's not pointing at any person, or if there's a lot of hair or dust on the floor, you don't want it pointing down. So just point it up. It's not going to hit anyone. It is a little more powerful than a regular hair dryer, but
not much.
Always start at the back. It's less scary, and it can get them more used to the noise as you work your way up, so it's not as scary.
And one thing to realize, this process is not going to be super quick, so you have to be patient.
You have to be patient. Unfortunately, your dog or your cat might not be patient. But just work with them, just talk to them nice, pet them. They're going to feel better as they realize they're getting more dry. They don't like to be wet like this. It's uncomfortable. So just keep going. I move this back and forth and just helps it dry a little bit faster. I like to concentrate on one area. And then once I got that pretty dry, normally at work, we want to get the dogs bone dry in order to give them a proper haircut. But since you're at home and you're not going to be giving them a full haircut, hopefully, you don't necessarily have to go all the way dry. I say about like this, if you want to stop. Not the whole dog, but about right here. So it's slightly wet, but not soaking. You want to stop there because you're tired of it? That's fine. Just keep moving. Now if you have a double coated dog, like a husky, you're going to have to get them completely dry because their hair is so thick, or like a golden retriever, their hair is so thick that if you leave them wet and you leave that moisture sitting against their skin, it can cause hot spots, which is a bacterial infection in the skin and is actually very hard to get rid of and very painful to the dog. So it is important to get them dry if they have super thick hair. He luckily doesn't have very thick hair anymore because he's an old man. So if I were to leave him dry, like just slightly damp, he would be fine and he would air dry. Whereas like golden retrievers and huskies, they don't air dry. They will stay wet for days, if not longer, depending on how thick their hair is. Or even a Pomeranian, they also have thick hair. So it just depends on the breed of dog that you have. But this is all, and then, okay, so now I'm going to get to the face, just to show you. So I'm keeping it down. I'm not blowing it directly into his face. I know, it's so scary. The whole time I'm drying, I am doing my best to keep the air from blowing into him, from blasting him in the face. You also don't want to blast them in the butt or their privates, because that can hurt, and you just don't want to do that. So always be careful. So if you want to get to the face, you're not going to want to blast them in the eyes. Holding the air farther away is going to help dry, but without so much force. But also, I see he's not liking it. I might just leave it too, because I know it's going to dry. It will be fine. You're so good. So that's your basic. I think that's good enough for now.
And then you can always take, if you feel like, there's certain parts that they weren't letting you dry real well, you can always take another dry towel and towel dry a little bit more.
Or actually, I know paper towel is a very coveted thing right now, but if you want to spare a piece or two, paper towel is excellent for soaking up excess water on like ears and stuff. Because I have a few, dogs that come in that are short hair, and their owners are very concerned about, moisture in the ears. So if those dogs' ears are moist at all, it makes them worry. So I like to ease that worry and get those ears as dry as I can. Obviously, if I can't take the dryer and dry them that way, I'll do my best and I'll take the paper towel and I'll soak it up, and that does a lot. You'd be surprised how much water you get off versus the paper towel versus just a regular towel. It's great. So.
All right, and there you got it, bathing and drying dogs. So again, we've got Francis coming in on Wednesday. We'll be doing a little bit more with this stuff and show you how with a short hair dog it's a little bit different. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to comment below and we will answer those for you. Thanks.